Welcome, welcome. Let me check the connection first. So hopefully our connection here is working. If not, I can tinker with it, no problem. Okay, so, gosh, I'm still a little bit chilly in this. Ooh. Hello, Teddy Mac. You're first a lot. How are you doing? How you doing? That's funny. Hi, Ez Living. It's going great. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? God, I love the smell of this shit. Welcome to the channel. Let's wait a few odd minutes for more people to join, and we can talk about what there is to talk about. Let's start with what we're grateful for. I mean, welcome to my channel. We talk about recovery from addiction. We talk about art. We talk about video games. We talk about all kinds of things to show that we're more than our addictions. Because that's just the truth. We are more than our addictions. Let me check the Wi-Fi again. Guys, I just had to change the Wi-Fi because the one in here in this room works better. That's fun. You're selling a cow. If I had land and everything and money, I might consider it. But it'd be so cool to have a cow, man. Cows are they're like giant dogs. They're so cute and they're good natured. A lot of them. Thank you. Thank you. I think denim is, yeah, one of my favorite shades on me for sure. How's everyone doing? Yes, it looks like our Wi-Fi's working now. Looks like it's working. Yeah, I have to switch the Wi-Fi around depending on which room I'm in. If I go out into the dining room where I do my art stuff, I'm right above my parents' router, which is different from the router that is just across the hallway in my brother's room. Anyway, so yeah, I had to mess with that just a tad bit. And my charging cable's broken. I had to order a new one. Oh no, Fixa! Oh, I'm sorry about that. That's too bad. Because, you know, I mean, that sucks. I was like, hurry up. What is it, 22nd? Yeah, no, it's the 23rd. 23rd. We're going to write a couple things that I'm grateful for today. 2026. So, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Shando. Always begin with Shando. Being clean. Being clean. As of February 28, 2023. So that's almost 3 years. Thank you, Fixa. It's much appreciated. And also, I will be having another live stream later at around 5 o'clock. That is granted that my phone is charged all the way. Actually, we're starting a little later than usual. Oh boy. So if we're going to have an hour to 2 hour long live stream now, hopefully around that time. Let's see. Yeah. So it might be like 6 o'clock when I start the later live stream. And we can finish that painting I mean, there's very little that I need to work on. I just need to sign it. Just need to sign the work. In fact, would you guys like to see? Oh, yeah. Another thing I'm really grateful for is getting commissioned. Getting commissions. It's, there's just something that feels so nice about knowing that my art is actually worth someone else's hard-earned time and money, like nothing makes me feel more honored and more happy than getting commissioned for my artwork, which is why I really need to show my artwork more, because when I do, like, someone always comes around and asks me for a commission. It's really nice. But here's Chester Bennington so far. We just have to sign it. But yeah, I love how he's turning out. Do I ship to England? I mean, yeah, I could probably figure that out. I'm sure. I'm not sure what that would entail. Like, I wouldn't think that would be an issue. If someone wanted to commission me and send something to England or any other country, it's I don't see like why that would be an issue. Would that cost like extra in shipping, or I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. It'll probably be okay. I'm grateful for socks, dude. They keep my feet nice and warm. Grateful. I'm grateful that spring is around the corner. Well, not quite. It seems like it though. It's been a relatively warm January. Getting commissions. My channel's growth. My channel growing. Oh my gosh, the way my channel's been growing so fast. Less than 100 more, maybe like 60 more subscribers. No, even less than that. I am very close to getting 2,000 subscribers. My channel's growth. What else? Yeah, I'm grateful for men. Oh, thank you. This might piss some people off, but I'm grateful for the president. Oh boy, we just guys, I made a I just said I was grateful for the president, and then I lost like 5 viewers. Oh well, that's what I get for having integrity. That's what I get for having integrity, guys. But you know what? Just think about how many followers Nicki Minaj lost. Millions, millions. Like, and I'm sure that Blair White deals with a lot of haters. Yeah, I mean, be gone, be gone. I mean, there's a lot of ignorance, and if they want to be that way, that's on them. That's on them. They're the kinds of people who constantly bring up that, oh yeah, we do, like, people on the right are trying to get rid of immigrants without mentioning the word illegal. No, we're not getting rid of immigrants. We want for people to come into our country legally, like it's like what is expected in any other country. It's and keeps us safer, keeps the gangs out, you know. Keeps other countries from dumping their the worst of their worst onto us. I mean, for one thing, I live in this Oregon. It doesn't just have a sanctuary city, Portland. This is a sanctuary state. So when every other state is able to receive benefits, all their, if our governors keep on, trying to have their way with things and keep uh, illegal immigrants here, and it's they're gonna make it so that this is one of the more dangerous states in America, because all the bad guys are going to be allowed to flock here in places like Chicago and LA. Those will be the most dangerous places in the United States if, if like illegal immigrants are allowed to take up asylum here. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I would move to a red state if I could. It's you know, it's really sad because there's so many of us here who never asked for this at all, and it's complicated. I can't just get up and leave. I've got family here. I got family here that needs my help. It's you know, I'd be on my own. I mean, I think it'd be cool if we could all just get up and move, but um there's always something. There's always some reason why we can't do it. I mean, there my family's dealing with enough crap, and I yeah, don't know what it's going to take for them to want to move, but I mean they do want to move. Just it's just a matter of getting up and doing it. But yeah, one of these days I would love to not live here. At the same time, you know what? You can actually go watch the live streams of what's going on in Portland around the ICE facility. You know, there's a big group of conservatives with, you know, holding up a Charlie Kirk sign and just opposing and fighting against all the um, Antifa tyranny and lies and deceit and all that. You know, there are conservatives in this state everywhere who've never asked for any of this. And on one hand, I feel like it would, you know, I got to stay here because I need to increase our numbers. I need to make it, you know, I need to kind of be there with, you know, for the other conservatives who seem so outnumbered. I need to kind of shine a light on the issues we have here and be a voice for help, you know. I mean, there are a lot of conservatives here who are a voice for us who seem to be very silenced in this state. Like Honey Badger Mom's one of them. You know, she goes down to Portland, live streams the whole thing every day, and you'll see it where like the Portland police, who are super corrupt and have a big history of corruption, um, they'll they'll witness Antifa hitting like what they do is they have these big black umbrellas and they use these umbrellas as a way to really distract and then they'll start like hiding themselves from the cameras. They use these black umbrellas to hide themselves from other people's cameras so no one will think that like they're the bad guys. Like they shield themselves from, you know, yeah, from footage, from camera footage. And what they're doing is like they're beating these conservative influencers or these conservative people who come along and, you know, try to, you know, talk to everyone, tell everyone like what's going on, like, you know, trying conservatives out there trying to make a difference in people's minds. So the Antifa will come along with their black umbrellas, shielding themselves from cameras and just basically pummeling and beating conservatives. I've seen that happen. And you know what also happens? The Antifa, they're let off scot-free while that conservative person who just got beaten and they never did anything, barely said anything, like they did nothing to deserve any of it. Now they're being put in handcuffs by the biased Portland police. Of course, they had to be let go because there was a national outrage. Unbeknownst to them, they had tried to imprison someone who was relatively well known on YouTube. Some name might be Nick, not Nick Fuentes. I don't like him very much at all. Yeah, I don't agree with a lot of things he says. He's not very nice. But there's this other guy who got a lot of crap for being just a little too honest about this whole ordeal. You know, hey, I'm from Oregon. I'm not saying conservatives are never violent. I'm never said that. I mean, there are some good people and bad people on both sides. In fact, Trump said the same thing that I just said right now. There are good people and bad people on both sides. That's all he said. For them to twist it around and say that, oh yeah, he said that that like KKK and Proud Boys and fascists, like they're all good people. Like, no, they twisted that around to make it seem like he said something completely different when he merely said what I just said. there are good and bad people on both sides. I've criticized Trump for things. That, not all conservatives are perfect, but I'll tell you one thing, that what's happening on the left with the death wishes, with the violence and everything, it far exceeds what I've ever seen on the right ever. Like the violence, the hate, the hate for this one man, and and constantly going with the lies even though they've been debunked. It sounds like desperate hatred to me. Like you really want something to hate. Nick Shirley, that's what I'm thinking of, yes. Got arrested. Probably has a record now, even though he didn't even deserve it. Like, even though he was the one being beaten by those cowardly Antifa hiding beneath their black umbrellas. Disgusting. And you know what they also do here in Portland? They dance a jig in the street with their furry costumes to distract, while the real Antifa gang go around hurting people and punching people and planning on, not only that, there was this one, the Antifa, they threatened the ICE facility with some type of like missile or something. I forget exactly what they threatened it with, but I know that it resulted in air traffic being like zero. You'd look at a map of our state, no airplanes overhead, no air traffic whatsoever, because they canceled all air traffic because of that threat, which never happened. It was a threat. But you'd go up to Seattle on like Google Maps or whatever, and you'd see that their air traffic is just everywhere. Like everywhere else has air traffic except for like almost the whole of Oregon, it seems, because yeah, we get threatened by them, and it's no joke. Mm. Well, based on what the bullets said, like this bullet kills fastest or something like that. Charlie Kirk a fascist, and everything that we've learned about the shooter of Charlie Kirk, we know that what they didn't have conservative values whatsoever. They were brainwashed by they're one of those brainwashed individuals who thought that, oh, they say that this person's Hitler, that means I must put a stop to them before they start World War III, because they're Hitler fascists. And it's like, no, those are all lies propagated by the left-wing media to cause all this mayhem. That's what they want. They want it. It's a distraction. But little do they know that it is backfiring at them. It's backfiring because people are smart and they can see through it. Most people can see through all that. Most people know that it's all lies. There are a lot of people on the left going more to the right or independent or whatever because they can see the degradation, the depravity, the violence of their own side. Like it's, well, the right certainly isn't perfect, and there are some good people on the left. It's what a lot of people, and a lot of people who used to be on the left have been noticing is a little much. It's staggering. Oregon got threatened by Antifa, or the Portland ICE building got threatened, and they said they were gonna like shoot off some missile or something. I forget exactly what, but it shut off air traffic for a while, for like, I don't remember how long, but it shut it down. I don't know. I don't know what I think of Erica Kirk, by the way. There's some things about her that kind of throw me off a bit. That kind of, I don't know. There's something about her. I need to watch more of her. I just, I don't feel like I know enough to judge her, but I certainly don't think I'd be looking and acting like her right after the love of my life died, you know? I don't know. It could just be that she is so resolute in her faith and just knows herself, knows God well and well enough to realize that her husband's in heaven, and maybe it's just a form of acceptance that many of us aren't able to reach, but I don't know. There are a few things I have questions for. I'll just leave it at that. There are a few things I have questions for. Well, thanks, John. Yeah, I wish I could drive. Gotta get over that fear. Yeah, a lot of it is evil versus good for sure. I mean, I was a liberal when left and right, I'd be shamed just for saying I was raised Catholic, just for saying one of these days when I have enough money and all that, I would love to have my own family and a kid and all that. And, oh yeah, the shame that went my way just for saying I would like to have at least one kid someday, you know. I mean, it's like they hate kids for one thing, a lot of them. Hate families. They hate families. Thank you, Nicholas. Well, Antifa, they call themselves anti-fascist when in fact it's pretty ironic because that's what they are. They're the fascists. They're the ones who say you'd better think the way we do and follow in line. Otherwise we're gonna ruin your life and ruin your family's life and destroy and vandalize everything. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. They're cowards. They hide for a reason. They hide their faces for a reason. Anyway, we were talking about what I'm grateful for. Now, what am I grateful for next? What are you guys grateful for? I'll also say that I am very grateful for my subscribers. Very much so. I can't believe how much my channel's been growing, guys. So, very much so. Grateful that I still have my arms. I mean, heroin addiction could have put me in a place where, like, all the nerve function in my arms could have been completely compromised, and that would be terrible for someone who paints. I mean, there were times when my hands would get so swollen up from injecting into my hands, so that my hands are okay. Hands are okay. But seriously, that was one of my biggest nightmares as someone who paints, as someone who finds so much joy in painting. The thought of my right hand being chopped off, biggest nightmare, biggest fear. One of the biggest fears I have is having my right hand chopped off. I wouldn't be able to do so many things without my right hand. But yeah. Okay, so I'll share with you guys my my Instagram, my PayPal, my Cash App, or anything I can throw out there for a little support. If not, if you guys can't donate, that's okay. That's a-okay. It's not a big deal whatsoever. I'm just gonna throw it out there for old time's sake. And I'm very grateful for anyone who can help. But in general, I am just really grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for you guys subscribing to my channel, coming to my channel, increasing the engagement. Hell, I'm even grateful for the trolls to some extent. Okay. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. Whoa. Okay, let's see. I can't. Oh, and today I'm supposed to get a little tripod. It's supposed to be super durable. I even got a little light, this light here is awesome, but it's broken. I can still use this as a light, but, and there's like a rubber band attached to it there. It's not gonna attach to my phone nicely though. With better equipment comes better quality videos. Let's see. Super happy about that. Okay, see, that's my PayPal G333. Oh, and Cash App. Cash App is $Shando the Dog. And my Instagram, in this order, Instagram is Katrina art. Okay. Whoop. Well, yeah, okay. Well, we'll kind of get it down. There we go. Whoa, there we go. Okay, and then this one. Oops. Not there. Up. Okay. Down. Don't do that now. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, so I'll pin that. Okay, so my Instagram, I have that up there too. It's anna.katrina.art. That's where you can find all my artwork. Ooh, I'm getting behind here. Hey guys. Sweet dreams if you had a hammer or something. Okay. Please tell Leonard to quit it with the all caps. Yeah, he's being an annoying troll. Yeah, I don't know what all the caps are for. I mean, maybe he's losing it. Maybe he's just lose it. Go crazy. Go crazy. That's what he's doing. I do. Oh, yes, I do oil painting. Let me show you one of them. It's one of them that's hanging up on my wall right here. And I have other oil paintings somewhere. But here's a painting of my best friend. It's oil on panel. See that? It's a painting of my best friend who passed away in 2021. But it's my favorite oil painting that I've ever done. Also, I would like to, a par suggestion that was offered me. And actually, you know what? I think it's a great idea. I feel like my mods should also have a Discord so we can, you know, talk privately about things or DM or, you know, I don't know. Ooh, popcorn sounds good. Well, thank you, Joseph. Hey, Wilco, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that all caps is annoying. Has he been? Yeah, he's doing that a lot. Bro, I'd laugh if you tried to attack me. I just hold your head down and laugh. Okay, weirdo. Don't even threaten him. LOL. Okay, weird. Just curious. Well, excellent. You're on my Discord, Fixel. That's good. That was a recommendation one of my viewers gave me, and I just thought it was not a bad idea. I don't use Discord very much. Oh, thank you. Yay, no more Leonard. I don't know. Don't know him. Well, thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Thank you, Monotonia. We're very close to getting 200, guys. I'm sorry, not 200, but 2,000 subscribers. We're getting close. And I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. If I keep doing this every single day, then just about every week, it'll get to the point where I'm making 1,000 subscribers every week. Thank you. Block David Solomon. Why, Ryan? Maybe I didn't catch his name associated with whatever annoying post. But, you know, it's like kind of, you know, if I don't even notice the trolls, I'll just let them be because they offer engagement. But if it gets super annoying, especially to everyone else in the live stream, I'll do something about that, okay? He knocked himself out on the caps button. Yeah, probably. You know, some guy in my comments looked at one of my YouTube shorts and said that I had like the abs of a young boy. So it was like, and I knew what he was trying to suggest. He was trying to speculate on whether or not I'm actually a girl or a boy, which is ridiculous. There's some people who just can't get it through their straight heads that I've got 2 X chromosomes. I'll be right back.
What are you doing, Uber Bears? On my pots? On my spot? Is it 'cause you're cute?
Need my water. Oh, while I'm standing here, I have a very, very, very feminine frame. I have a very feminine pelvis. All right? If archaeologists were to dig up my skeleton, they'd be able to determine that I'm a girl, that I'm a woman, that I'm a female, that I got 2 X chromosomes based on the width of my pelvis. Okay? Does this look like a man to you? Did that look... Okay, so I can do this from an angle and look like, oh yeah, I'm Spider-Man, right? Look, Spider-Man. But I'm not. I'm Spider-Girl. You think that's a manly looking pelvis right there? Like, dumb. Getting tired of that. That's one thing I'm getting tired of is people thinking I'm a guy. Yeah, they're just jealous because I'm got more muscles than they do. They're just jealous because they can't get a girl like me, or maybe they're just really soft for a dude and can't stand to see a girl who has a harder body than them. It's sad, if anything. I am a tomboy. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I like girl things and boy things. I mean, but I was a tomboy growing up. I know, like, yeah, I shouldn't listen to them. I don't. I just like I like to troll them back, and I also like to throw it in their faces, like what an insecure little crap bucket they are. Yeah, people are just mean. Meanies. I can only imagine how mean people are to Blair White. simply for being a trans person who is conservative and doesn't just follow with the rest of the trendy crowd. I don't like them. Oh, I don't like Blair White. Oh, can you tell me why you don't like Blair White? I don't know. Because I don't know, because they're fascist. Oh, who said they were fascist? Do you ever watch any of their content? No. Like, just about everyone I know who said that they hate Blair White has never watched one of her videos, has probably only seen a clip where they intentionally tried to make her look bad. Like, that's the thing. I just have a thing against brainwashing and all that. It's, if anything, it's making it much harder for people who are actually trans to be taken seriously when they try to make it a trend amongst Gen Zers, Gen X and Gen Zers. It's ridiculous. Yeah, like I've got nothing against trans people. If you're an adult, I respect that journey and then the struggles that people have to face. But if you're an adult, I don't care what you do. But don't try to make kids think that that's their like life path when in fact they got so much more growing to do. Let them figure it out until they're adults, and then they can go do whatever they want. You know, there's gonna be a whole decade of regret coming our way. Mark my words. And you know, I have people in my life that I love with all my heart, and I'm telling you, I'm worried about them. Very worried. Thank you. I know. I know. Isn't that weird? They're calling me a serial killer? Like, why? Why? Can you show me any evidence? It's super weird for anyone to say that about me, that I'm a serial killer. Weirdos. Just ignore them, okay? Just ignore them. Hey, Narcan. How you doing? I do destroy oats on a daily bit. Well, not oats. Cream of wheat. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I love cream of wheat, guys. You know what? I'm gonna have that for dinner. Yeah, Clorox has been on my streams for weeks, and all he ever does is troll. He has like bipolar or something, because he goes from trolling and being a real jerk, saying I'm a serial killer and all this shit, and saying that I'm his girlfriend and crazy shit, to he switches from that to acting all normal, which is in a way gaslighting. It's like telling everyone, hey, you know what, I'm normal. Like, she's the one who's being all, you know, all ornery for no reason. She's the one being all hysterical for no reason. Look at me, look how normal I am, everyone. Like, fudge off, man. Everyone knows, everyone can see what you're doing. No, man, my most of my subscribers aren't morons, so I'm sure most people can see what that guy's doing. Yeah, he does that. He's a weirdo. So let's just try to ignore him as much as we can. If he comes on with a different name, which that's the creepy, really creepy part, is that he's not only does he come to my channel every day to spend hours and hours doing that shit, but but he changes his username as soon as I block him or something and comes back. You know, he must have so many usernames. I also heard they're really young, so now I'm trying not to even take them seriously at all. I mean, they're like, as far as I know, they're 20, but they could also be lying about that. They could be saying that just to make it seem like they're not as crazy, but it could be like a 70-year-old man in his mom's basement. Who knows? Clorox has been bleached out of the chat. He's a moderator on so many streams. What a weirdo. Huh. What I mean by that is like, why is he acting all normal and professional enough to be considered a mod on other streams, but comes to my stream to harass and call me his girlfriend and say that I'm a serial killer and all this other bullshit? More than that. He said more than that. But it's okay. It's just what it is. There'll be trolls regardless of what we do. We can do our best to try to block them if they get to be too much, but let's try not to let them govern the trajectory of my channel and what we discuss and everything. Honestly, I think most of us here don't know jack squat about foreign policy. I mean, that wouldn't be the right person to ask about that. But I do know that a lot of countries take advantage of us. It'd be great if we had more like American made things in our country and that we were less taxed, and I don't know. People don't understand that when people continuously harass you in your own life, how violent and confusing it can be. Yeah, from time to time, it depends. It depends. I mean, if I'm noticing a pattern that just strikes me as super, super creepy due to the desperation factor of it, like they seem desperate. They seem like stalker types. Like they might even go so far. I mean, I've had people who try to gauge out my address. Hey, why don't you point your camera out the front window so we can see what your front yard looks like so they can see the house across from me and sort of gauge where I live, you know? They really think I'm that dumb and naive? Like, no. My answer to that sort of thing is no. Sometimes I'll troll them. I'll be like, hey, look, here you go. And it's like pitch black. Yeah, he could be a dangerous person. He's super desperate, so I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there's something wrong with him. Calling me a serial killer, who knows what he's doing? Yeah, I think he's probably just trolling, but there are, never know who you're gonna encounter online. Yeah, there are creepy old dudes posing as kids everywhere, man. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you for the 50. It's very much appreciated. Denim Anna has spoken. Clark is on a stream talking about you. Wow. Do I give a shit? I'm just happy that they're talking about me. I don't care what they say about me. They can come here for themselves and figure it out. Maybe they'll leave his live stream and come to mine, hopefully. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's good to be. I think Narcan. It's good to be self-reliant to a certain extent. You know, to have something to lean back on in case the other, countries fuck us over. Who knows? But it's good to have a diplomatic, civil commerce. And people have issues with Trump talking to other leaders that they don't agree with. Hey, doesn't mean he's best friends with them by any means. He's being diplomatic. He's being diplomatic. He's doing what's going to prevent war. So there's that. Oh, he's Putin's best friend. No, he's trying to prevent us from going to war, dude. Well, I mean, from what I hear about tariffs, it's like temporarily, it's not going to be very comfortable. It's more of a long-term plan to get us in a better place economically. And honestly, I mean, I think most of us don't understand how tariffs work. Even, I mean, I don't understand how they work exactly. It's kind of like a wait and find out. And at least, unlike a lot of people on the left, I'll be able to admit when something didn't turn out the way we were expecting, or if I'm wrong about something, you know. I'm able to say that, you know what, I didn't like the way Trump sounded. I don't like how he handled the Epstein files. I don't like how he talked about Rob Reiner. But it's not nearly as bad as how other people have talked about him when he, you know, even though he didn't do any of the things that they tried to impeach him for. I can see why he's a defensive person, being the most hated and threatened person on the planet. You know, I wouldn't be able to wake up every day without thinking today could be the day that someone actually finally hits. You know, that I get assassinated. Like today's gonna be the day. That would be on my mind if I were him every freaking day. And he's got a lot more courage than I ever could have. He was a total badass when he pumped his fist and said, "Fight, fight, fight." It was this close. I bet that made the lefties squirm. Not only did he survive, but came out looking like a freaking badass hero. Yeah, some people are just so whoopsie, so simple-minded to think that he's just having tea and biscuits with Putin, Netanyahu, and all that. When in fact it's like, no, he's being diplomatic. He's being smart. He's being a businessman. That's what we need for our president. Hmm. Well, I need to do more research on tariffs. I'm not thoroughly educated on that whatsoever. Hmm. Mm. Thank you, a good man. What's on my bucket list this year? Oh, this year will be um find a stable job and move out. Get my channel monetized. There's one. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to be able to make some consistent and get a job for a consistent income. Have my channel, you know, monetize and getting better and better and better of that. And I'd like to sell more art, and I would like to have my own place with, you know, everything set up in my apartment or wherever I choose to live. It depends on how much money I'll make, but it'd be cool if I had like an art studio slash podcast studio. Well, the whole relationships bit is something I don't play by ear because I know when I have chemistry with someone, and I know when I like someone, and also I want to point out because I've had a few dudes here ask me out, um, or seem to have that idea in mind. That's not that's not what I'm about on this channel, okay? That's not very professional. I'm not gonna be dating my subscribers, okay? Just throwing that out there, because some people, I just don't want them to have expectations. Yeah. Okay, this channel is all about recovery from addiction. We can talk about politics, we can talk about art, we can talk about video games, anything. But I don't want anyone asking me to date them. Okay? That doesn't make me feel very comfortable. Thank you, Smithwin Glenn. Yes, almost 2,000. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. Well, thank you, Joseph. But to be honest, I mean, I am really way too nice. I do not like hurting people's feelings, unless they deserve it. But I do not like hurting. Like if someone asks me out, I always hate rejecting them. I hate seeing their faces fall. I hate, you know, feeling like, oh, the only reason why they're following me on my channel is because they have some inkling of hope that they're going to end up with me or going on a date with me or something. No, guys, sorry. That's not safe. That's not what I'm doing with my channel. Okay? Um, I'm talking about people DM'd me here and there. I'm not gonna point out any names. Hey, hey, Dane. There are trolls, creeps, and sickos, but you know that's kind of unfortunate and par for the course when you happen to have two X chromosomes. You know, you'll have people who could just come on and try to creep on you, and it's tiring, man. It's tiring. It's enough to make me wish I were a guy sometimes, you know? Oh, or not like that, but like thinking, oh my gosh, how nice would it be if I didn't have to deal with that, you know? If I could just go on the internet and chill and just have a good time, talk about important things without people being creeps, you know? It's depressing sometimes. It makes me feel like, is that all they think I'm good for? Like, do they just see me as a piece of meat and they don't even hear a word that comes out of my mouth? Or like, it's painful to think about. Like, I don't think most guys understand the extent of what we have to deal with on the internet. And it's sad, you know, because I'm not a man hater at all. I really just think that there are good people and bad people on both sides. It's like I know that some people are kind of like, you know, it's like they date one bad woman and they think all women are bad and stuff like that. It's like I'm not like that. But but on the internet you just run into a lot of creeps, and it's disconcerting. And it makes it so that I, you know, even though I shouldn't feel any pressure or guilt or anything like that, it's like these people are super manipulative and good at making you feel that way. Even though you don't deserve to feel that way, even though you're making the right decision, they're gonna try to make you seem like how dare you, um, for saying no, for rejecting me. You know, even my ex boyfriend, I rejected him at least twice before, or three times before I went out with him. And throughout the entire 4 years of our relationship, he would not stop bringing that up. Like like I had the audacity to reject him even once. Like to play hard to get was just like such a blow to his ego, and he had to bring it up like what I did was the most heinous, heartless thing that I could ever do to a person, even though I was with him. Even though it was 4 years into our relationship, he had to like bring that up to shame me and make me feel like I did something wrong, you know? I'm gonna try to avoid guys like that because they're kind of everywhere, and I haven't had much luck. But I know when I'm in love, and I know how that feels, and I'm not accepting anything less than that. I just have to be a little more guarded and careful with my heart, because people do take advantage of that, especially if you have a tendency to be sensitive. I'm not talking about Clorox. I'm talking about just guys on the internet in general who often expect something from me or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it can be scary. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Beep. Exactly. I really don't have to explain myself exactly. I have to protect myself, and everyone should understand that, male or female. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Minion sees. Hmm. Well, Virginia Woolf, speaking of what you just said there, should read the book The Woman Who Posed as a Man wrote. Intriguing, interesting. Maybe I will, but it reminds me of a Virginia Woolf quote. That she basically said that throughout the ages, whenever women would write a book, she'd get it published as anonymous so that she'd actually get that shit published. Otherwise, if they saw it was a woman who wrote it, they wouldn't give her a chance throughout most of history. So she said something along the lines like, throughout history, anonymous was always, if not almost, maybe almost always, probably always a woman. I'm not a feminist, by the way. I'm just pointing out the creeps, man. Again, I said I'm not a woman hater. I'm definitely not a feminist. I'm definitely not a feminist, and do you know why? Do you know why? Because I don't like victim mentality. I don't think there's a need to have that victim mentality now. We can do whatever a man can do these days. That's what I believe. But we have to tolerate certain things that men don't have to tolerate, which I do bring up, such as the creepiness online, such as not necessarily being taken seriously a lot. You know, I mention those things because it affects me. Doesn't mean I'm a feminist. It means that I talk about things that affect my life daily. Yeah. You know, I wonder. I mean, well, I'm just saying, like, one of the trollers here seemed like they might be Clorox under a different name. Oh, he's on another live stream? Huh. Weird. Mm. And I think that the world has been pretty unfair to men these days, too, you know? I one of one person I love and listen to all the time is Jordan Peterson. Like, I agree with most of the things he ever says. It's been a long time since I've listened to him, so I'm careful to say I agree with everything he says. But, like, you know, there are a lot of things that he said that I agree with. I agree that there's, like, you know, kind of an existential issue going on with young men these days. But, you know, there's, you know, it's mostly men who talk about that and kind of fail to realize that there's an existential issue going on with women too. You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of shit is forced on us. Like, you know, it's not popular to want to be like a stay-at-home mom and take care of your kids, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's so much work and effort and just it's one of the most important jobs in the world, if not the most important job in the world, is to be a mom. You're also a teacher. You're also, you know, like you could say that like if you're a mom and you're being a good mom, you have a bunch of jobs tied to that. And but people don't take that seriously, and it's one of the few just real jobs that doesn't even get any pay. I love J.K. Rowling. No, I'm not a lefty. You can be conservative and still stand up for women who have to deal with creeps all the time. Doesn't mean you're a lefty. They back out immediately once I go wild. That's cool. Yeah, people are strange, Mr. Beep. Yeah. Yeah. I've read a few William S. Burroughs. He's a good writer. Yeah. Exactly. I'll troll anyone who trolls me. It doesn't matter what their gender is. No, I'm actually conservative, my friend. I'm conservative. Thank you, Smith. You don't know me. You don't know me, Alexandra Magnio. I'm actually very conservative. What makes you think that I'm not? The fact that I don't like to be walked all over by men who just want to have their way with me, or what? That doesn't mean I'm a man hater. I'm criticizing the men I've had issues with, not all men. Just like if I were a guy, you'd have no issue with me saying, like, oh, I have such trouble with women. Women do this, they lead me on, blah, blah, blah. You'd have no trouble with that. But if I, as a woman, in my own experiences, have a problem with the way certain men treat me, it's like, oh, she's a man hater. She's a feminist. Idiot. Nah. Nah, I don't really let their thoughts and opinions affect me that much. Not much. I'm just letting you people know who I am and where I stand. That's it. Yeah, I love Jordan Peterson. I'm not Canadian. We live in an age of incivility, that is for sure, my friend. You bleached 2 of Clorox's accounts earlier? Man, you're on a roll, sir. Good on you. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know why men's suicidal and homeless rates are more than women. Women tend to get help, ask for help, and community more than guys do. A lot of guys, there's a certain level of pride where they don't want to look weak, they don't want to ask for help, and I think that's just wrong. I feel like everyone should be able to get help and ask for help. There also might be like hormonal, like preservation hormones that women have, such as like that might be why we live longer, so we can be there to take care of our offspring. There could be like an evolutionary aspect to it. I don't know everything about that, man. But it is sad what's I mean, there's stress, there's expectation to, like, be financially sustainable. You know, I mean, there are a lot of pressures on women too to be perfect, to look perfect, and all this stuff that men don't necessarily have pressuring them. But men have other pressures, like oftentimes they have more financial pressures than we do. And that can really dig at a person, that can make a person want to end it all. A lot of times it's because of money that people decide to just end it. And that's really sad because, like, I don't know, things can change. Yeah, I would love to be a trad wife without being shamed for it. But somewhere like here, somewhere like, where the people I'm around, and, you know, Oregon, you get a lot of people shaming you for wanting that for your life. You got to be a working woman, otherwise you're useless. Otherwise, like, they act like mothers don't deserve any respect. They act like being a mother is weak. Stupid. I mean, as someone who says I don't see anything wrong with being a trad wife. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's like, actually, feminists think that trad wives are the worst of the worst. So don't call me a feminist. I'm definitely not a feminist. I don't like being victimized. But I'll tell a man off if he decides to ask me if tell me I'm a man, tell me I'm shaped like a man, tell me I'm like this and that. You don't know me. And if you're a girl, I'd say the same thing. You don't know me. Hey, just a sec. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's choice, but the thing is we have choices. Doesn't have to necessarily all it doesn't all have to tie in with, oh, I can kill my unborn child anytime I want to, you know. I think you can be pro life and still respect women, you know. I know. Super controversial. People will take up issue with me just like that upon saying that. Hey, you go. Go. What you doing? Okay, well, if you want to go out there, this will be my cue. I gotta go use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back with you. Excuse me, Shando. Can you move first? Thank you. Oh. Okay. What is this? Is this American Eagle? Yeah. This might be fine. Hold that. Ooh. Oh, Shando. Aye. Yeah, I don't like people who demand special treatment for being a mom. Not all women do that. Don't know anyone who really does it, but I can see it definitely being a pattern of things, something that's typical. And it's like, yeah, that's annoying. Oh, exactly. Yeah, in 1990, yeah. And the shaming that my mom has had to put up with for having like a bunch of kids and all that, it's like, wow, very, very feminist, very feminist to shame women for making their own decisions in life. It's got to be all about them. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are a lot of times where like guys want to be stay-at-home dads, right? And I see that more and more these days. But it's like as soon as they start being stay-at-home dads, they suck at it. They can't take can't do all that. Like there's one incident online where this guy wanted to be a stay-at-home dad and just left their kid in the hot 115-degree car until they croaked. And then he acts like, oh my gosh, I just couldn't handle all the crying and all the work. It's really not that much. It's not that, it's not, I mean, I'm not a parent. So what would I know? But like, it can't be that stressful. Most parents have an instinct to protect their kids, not leave them in a hot car so they can go in and jack off. you know, but yeah, it's like some people shouldn't be parents. Some people, it's like, I think I'd actually make a really good parent. Don't want to be an enabler, and certainly not. I'm not, a big hard ass. I think there's got to be balance in any situation. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think I'd have a hard time just staying home all day long too, to be honest. But I could, if there was a purpose behind it, like raising a kid, I'd be happy to. I could do that. Play some video games when they're sleeping. Yeah. Yeah, too many good parents don't have children themselves. Yeah. Yeah, and it probably makes them feel really sad when they can't like physically make children, and yet they see other people mistreating theirs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can take your kids to the park, to the zoo. I was thinking the same thing. It's like people want to make it seem like being a stay-at-home mom's like a horror story. Like you don't want that. No, there are lots of places and things you can do with your kids that are great, because you're helping your kids to learn. You're raising the next generation. It's the most important job in the whole freaking world. People really take it for granted, and they don't. People all over the place, like in this country, I feel like especially they just don't respect mothers. Uh-huh. Can I make a pout face? Why?
Shando, you playing with your toy? That's a cool toy.
And you're a handsome boy.
Let's let me see my cutie pie. Look at him. Look at him. Hi there. Hi there's. You got your baiters, your alligators? Turn on that light a bit. Yeah, is that good? That good? Yes. Happy dog, just chilling with his toy while Mama live streams. I love you. Shando, want to look up at the cameras? Shando, hey buddy. Hey. Excuse me. Shando, you got your toy? You get that alligator, Shando. You get that alligator.
Yeah, my parents met at a dance together. Yeah, we used to have wider social circles, yeah. Men had their own spaces too. It worked. I agree, man. Things in that sense used to be a lot better. I agree. When we all had our social spaces, and that was a great way for us to kind of have a break from each other in a sense. It was healthy, in a healthy way, you know? Yeah, give Shando a round of likes, guys. Hmm. Yeah, so like I wonder, like since things in our society are on extreme to the other like a pendulum and revert to the middle eventually, you know? I mean, I wonder if things will ever get back to that where we're kind of, I don't know, getting along, not as angsty. It's hard to say. Yeah, exactly. It reflected our different needs. I agree. I agree, man. I agree with that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with, like, you know, me as a woman wanting to hang out with the guys, you know, and go do guy things too. I mean, I enjoy doing guy things a lot. Like, I don't know, rock climbing. I mean, I think those are androgynous things, you know, like rock climbing or fishing or camping, or you know, those are things that girls enjoy doing too. There are a lot of things that we can do together and, you know, enjoy them. But it'd also be great if we, you know, had our own like little get-togethers with, you know, the girls and the boys. And that seems like it's interesting how people are trying to be all inclusive of everyone, and yet it's more divided than ever before. There's more friction. There's no more dividing. It's stupid. I love hunting. I mean, I've always wanted to go hunting. I don't love it. I've always wanted to, though. I would love it, is what I meant to say. I would love hunting. I would love to take my dog hunting. Shando would love hunting ducks or something like that. Mm-hmm. What about 25? YouTube ghost bot. Can you make a kiss face? Your lips are gorgeous. Can you make a kiss face? Your lips are gorgeous. Can you make a kiss face? Your lips are gorgeous. Oh my gosh. YouTube ghost bot needs to. No, I'm not doing that for you unless you donate $1,000 to my PayPal account. Hope you caught that. Yeah, it's strange how all this forced inclusivity is just forcing us further apart from each other. Exactly. It's strange, isn't it? That's what I was saying. Hey, it's going good, Deaf Skater. How are you doing? Ooh, you know what? I would love to go mushroom hunting, and this is probably a really good place for it. Or maybe up in Washington, but yeah, I would love to go mushroom hunting. For 100? For 100? Well, you have to give me that $100 first, and then I will. Because I know I don't screw people over, but I don't know you. I mean, you could say the same thing about me. You could say I don't know you, but no, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be anyone's fool. You're gonna pay me that $100, and then I'm gonna give you the smacky face. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't do anything. Some of these guys must be confused. I mean, OnlyFans is that away. I'm not making one. I'd know if you donated any money to my account. And also, by the way, my information is right there pinned. Yeah, exactly. You don't know me. But what you're asking me to do You know, I've already made my deal. You can pay me, you know what? Not 100, 500, or else I'm not making that expression. Mm-hmm. If you donate, yeah, yeah, sure. I'll make a kissy face if you donate. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, Adrian? Always found it strange how we can't appreciate and celebrate our differences, not just cultural, but also individual. We're all different, and that's part of what makes life interesting. Exactly. And you know what? It's like, I think, I think more feminists hate women than they like to. You know, I mean, I just think a lot of like radical feminists, they just hate women. They're ashamed of being women. They see themselves and us as weak. Like, you know, they want to be men. And they, you know, anything that's considered girly or effeminate, they shame it left and right. It's shameful to want to have kids. It's shameful to want to be nurturing. It's shameful to have feminine sensibilities. You know, that's, I think that feminists are women haters, ironically. Mm-mm. Nice. Thank you, Baker. Hmm. Yeah, I wonder about that Narcan, what it's like in the UK, because I know like they have some damage control like uh operation where I don't know, to some extent I've heard from someone who lived in Germany. Uh, they said that some European countries, England being one of them, the heroin is free. You get like you get a very measured dose of it for free. I don't know, but I don't think that would be very good for me. Ooh, oh, the thing is, you've made one in your shorts. Thanks. Yeah, yeah, go laugh. And why don't you go to that short then, buddy? But you're not gonna get me to do it in real time unless you donate. I'm not gonna do that for you. That's the whole thing. I mean, I can do that kissy face anytime I freaking want to. You know, part of my choice. But I'm not gonna do it because you ask, unless I get something out of it. Oh, thank you, Angelique. Sorry, Angelique. Thank you. Golden teacher mushrooms. Hey, you buddy boy. Golden teacher mushrooms here that come back every year in the hundreds. The small Liberty caps are the strong ones you probably have in Europe. Interesting. I'm gonna have to. I know some people who could take me on a mushroom hunting excursion. I should probably hit them up. Though I think it's more like in the autumn, maybe that it's more you know hunting season. I'll check that out. Hey, hey, Don just got here. Who's saying what? We're just horsing around here, shenanigans, answering questions for the most part, reading the comments, and welcome to my channel, by the way. We talk about recovery from addiction, we can talk about politics here and there, we can talk about food, we talk about video games, all kinds of things, guys, under the sun. Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, we discuss all kinds of addictions on my channel. It's not just about the addiction that I struggled with. I want to hear about your struggles and can, kind of go through them and determine what the best next move is for getting sober, getting clean, and bettering ourselves because it doesn't seem possible when you're early on in the early stages of a recovery, but it is possible. It's more possible than you realize. You'll feel much better. You'll feel freer. You'll feel freer than you've ever felt when you're off of that crap for a while. Like the world is your oyster finally. Your dopamine levels will go back to normal. Yeah. Thank you, Kai. Oh, they shut down all the safe injection for where I'm from anyway, so if you have it, it'd be gone soon, huh? Maybe they had too many issues with that system in place. Okay. Oh wow, he's asking me to make another kiss face after saying that, ooh, I already got a kiss face from one of your shorts. Well, yeah, if you're gonna get any of that from me on my live stream, you're gonna fucking pay me. There was one man who pointed it out to the world, had to take him out and slander him for the next 80 years. Yeah, God. Yeah, and then he says that again. We have free methadone and Subutex with counseling. No free heroin though. My health insurance covers my meds, my prescription meds. I don't have to pay for them, but I don't make any money. What color are my eyes? They're like a grayish blue color, guys. Grayish blue. Let's put that light in there. And there's certain light, it does look a little green though, tiny bit, but you see what that light does? But under normal lighting, they're more gray blue. More gray blue. Yeah, the UK needs to legalize cannabis. I agree. Well, that's the thing about heroin is like often people who become addicted to it are people who were put on like methadone and other opioid medications that are way too expensive for them to afford. So they choose to go get the street stuff because it's cheaper. A lot of people become heroin addicts that way. And it must make it really hard when it's like to quit when it's not necessarily, it wasn't your choice to use that from the get-go. It was kind of like you can actually blame something else or someone else for the fact that you're an addict because you were given all these opioids and now you can't afford them, like the doctors and are gonna, the big pharma's gonna require all your money for it, so you might as well screw them and go off and do the heroin. Like in that case, it's like you didn't intend to become an addict whatsoever. Like you got into a serious car accident, now you're on methadone, you can't afford it because of big pharma and all that, and so now you're gonna have to go get street drugs. Well, that's really not entirely your fault. It wasn't like my situation where it was like I invited someone into my house. Granted, I was dealing with like loss and anxiety and all that, but it was ultimately my choice. They were like, hey, would you like to try some stuff? Helps with anxiety. Hell yeah, I will. And then every other month became every month, and then every month became every other week, and then every other week became every week, and then every week became multiple times a day. It became every day and then multiple times a day. It catches up with you because your tolerance goes up so much. And then it was like, as soon as I almost began doing it more regularly, just as I was about to ask for that stuff more regularly. I mean, finally got warnings by that same person who offered it to me. Like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do it? I'm like, oh, I'm an adult. I'll do whatever I want. So there you go. There's me making a stupid choice there. But a lot of people who decide to do heroin, it's not. They don't even make that choice from the get go. A lot of it's one thing leads to another, and then they're caught up in this terrible situation. A lot of times it's Big Pharma's fault. I can't wait until I get on Sublocade instead of the Suboxone. That won't hopefully won't be too far off. Yeah, exercise and meditation work for me too. Thank you, Dawn. Just gotta persevere. It's the only way. Yeah, exercise is one of the best things. I lift weights and I walk a ton. That's pretty much what I do. I lift weights and I walk a lot with my dog and stuff. Yeah, the pharma industry did do a number on us for sure, on the USA. Okay, thank you, Baker. You take care. I've been taking Suboxone for a couple years now, but I'm weaning down. I'll be happy to be free from that eventually. Hi, Nizzle. Hi, Dominique. Yeah, Narcan, cool story, bro. Why are you coming and saying that on my channel? No one cares if you love heroin or not. All we care about is getting better and being free of that stuff. That's what we care about. Creepo. Mallet Tribe is a creep. Hey, Nizzle, we're good. We're good. Sehr gut. I love kneaded erasers. So fun to play with. Also, kneaded erasers are so cool because not only do they don't leave any eraser rubbery bits. It doesn't leave any eraser on your paper. Does not shed, I should say. But you can work with charcoal on these. You can have a 100. You can have your eraser really really black, and by just erasing charcoal and messy mediums all the time. And all you have to do is keep doing this. Just keep pulling and putting, pulling it, and then eventually you have a clean eraser, despite using it for several years on really dirty charcoal. Sehr gut. That's what I said. Sehr gut. I said very good in German. But I'm not German, and I might have a little German in me, but I do not speak German. Sublocade is just a monthly shot. Suboxone is like, for me, they have me on 3 8-milligram strips. Now I've been weaned down to just 2 of those per day. Just about. I usually only take 2. I'm supposed to be on like 2.5, but I take only 2. Hey, the Mallet Chiv. Let me go back. No, I wasn't addicted to meth. I was addicted to heroin. Malchiv says LMFAO. Malchiv says, is it... Oh, yeah, you asked me if it was pink or brown. Yeah, we're not talking to you, weirdo. What a gross motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, they can make you a little tired. Um, no, I've got mostly Welsh, English, uh, Danish, and Scottish. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Take care. I think it slowly releases the medication over time. I'm not sure exactly how Sublocade works. That's kind of something that, I'm definitely gonna know more about once it gets to that point. Mm, yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm a British Viking, pretty much. Lots of Danish DNA in England. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Probably the English. I'll bet the English controlled the vodka companies, right? Mm, yeah. Mm, yeah. It slowly dissolves in your body over a month. It's different for different people. How quickly it dissolves. You can feel it with your fingers, like when you touch your stomach, huh? That's weird. Oops. Hmm. I've done Molly before, yes. When I was in college. Yeah, only safe if once every 2 months. I've never done it like all the time. It was all actually strictly. If I ever did Molly, it was like every 6 months because I was afraid of getting brain fried. Never got much, and I only did it every 6 months or so. Yeah, after injection, it forms a gel under the skin, slowly releasing buprenorphine into the bloodstream over 30 days, stabilizing brain chemistry. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you do mushrooms every single day or LSD or stuff like that, then you're not gonna feel the effects of it very much at all. No. That's one of those things you gotta like wait an entire week or so, if not more, to be able to get the full benefit of it. And that's one of those things also where if I have shrooms, I'm definitely gonna plan out my high. I'm gonna maybe I'll have a beach vacation. I'll save it for that. But I'm definitely not gonna do it where I'm not in the nicest of environments. Not a dark, dank, depressing place. Mm. Hey, people keep saying I look like Juliette Lewis, but that's okay. That's a compliment. Yeah. Okay. It hurts, huh? There's a noticeable lump in your stomach that you can feel when you get the Sublocade injection. It hurts more than anything, lol. Especially if you are thin. The lump slowly dissolves itself as needed. Really? Really? I'm really thin, guys. Would that hurt me? Would a Sublocade shot hurt me? Like how? I've been looking up about drugs so that I can know which I can use and the frequency. For heroin, I need supervised center. This why I want to move to Canada. Huh. Hmm. Thanks. Yes, guys. Please like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Almost to 2,000, by the way. Hmm. Oh, I'm doing well, thank you. I don't have dead eyes. Come on. It's probably just the angle of the light or something. Maybe I'm just focused on reading people's messages. Maybe you expect me to look like a Disney princess. I don't fucking know. I used to snort heroin I snorted heroin for like 3 years when I started doing it. I began by smoking it off the foil. Then I started snorting it from the syringe up into my nose, nasal canal. Then when that didn't seem to have much effect in 2020, I started injecting. Another 3 years of that hell. The hell of losing all my veins, not being able to find a single one, constantly hitting arteries, constantly hurting myself by injecting where the vein isn't. And then, my God, it was just hell. Eventually I couldn't even get the high I was looking for, and so it was just running from the sickness and heroin. That's every day revolved around not getting sick anymore. I look like Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts had a baby. I'll take that as a compliment. Thanks. Mm. Thank you, James. Thank you, James Ventura. Thank you, Wolfier. Thank you for subbing. Oh, thank you, Joe. Yeah, I've already hit 2,000. That's awesome, man. I can't believe my channel has gone up so much, has improved so much. Yeah, thank you, Vukalexic. I appreciate it. If you want to see Narcan, move to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Ontario is shutting all the safe injection sites, huh? Barney, do you like nod out but are still awake? Yeah, well, that's what you do when you're on heroin. You constantly nod out and you're awake, nod out and you're awake. It's like, but I'm still like awake, but I'm just like, terrible, embarrassing is all get out. That's the second time I've gotten Hank's wife from Breaking Bad. That's hilarious. I'll take it. Yep. You develop a dependency. Narcan's right. The problem is dependency. You jump from snorting to smoking to injecting, man. I mean, eventually, if you just keep snorting, you're going to stop feeling that. You're going to want, and also you waste a lot of it that way. So you're going to want to inject because you're getting the entire hit and it hits your bloodstream fast and efficiently. You're getting the most out of it, the biggest bang for your buck. So that's why it's so dangerous. Okay? And eventually, even that won't satisfy. Eventually it gets to the point where it's like, unless you take a break, which also comes with dealing with cold turkey, you're not gonna have that pleasant high anymore. No, doesn't last, guys. Doesn't last. Oh, thank you, Wolfier. The Sublocade shot hurts a bit more than missing a vein, huh? Interesting. I'm gonna do some research into that. I had no idea that it hurt. I've got a very like. Do they have to inject it into your stomach or something? Because I've gotten very little meat there. Very little upholstery. If that hurts, I don't know. Well, I could probably still deal with it, but uh, uh, I'm gonna look it up. Yeah. Mm. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Antonio. You are welcome here no matter what. You know, I mean, a lot of us we want to be free of our addictions while we're actively using and all that. So just know that even if you're drinking and all that, as long as you're not trolling and telling everyone else, "Oh, drinking's so great, everyone start drinking and start using heroin and all that," you're good. You're welcome here. Just know, just because you fall once doesn't mean you can't get back up. That's what it's all about, getting back up. Well, thank you, Arthur. Yeah, fentanyl and heroin, you know, they constrict the F out of pupils. Yeah, heroin does the same. Constricted pupils is a big telltale sign that someone's under the influence of heroin or opioids. And when you come down, when you're without it, when you go through withdrawal, your pupils suddenly become large when you're going through that withdrawal. Telling people you're not high when you're so fucking high, oh, I've been there. Yeah. 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 I might agree with that. Yeah, definitely. Buprenorphine or whatever is incredibly hard to get off of, and I think it's by design. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Suboxone's definitely kind of like that by design. It's like it blocks your opioid receptors, so that when you try to take heroin, it'll just put you through precipitated withdrawal. If you're already on Suboxone, you won't feel it. You'll just feel sick. I don't know. No, I think our brains are malleable and they go back to normal. My reasoning hasn't really been affected, but it was affected while I was using. No, we're not like brain damaged or anything. I mean, it can happen, but fortunately, I'm not. The drugs didn't do that, have any permanent effect other than maybe making my teeth not as strong and wrecking a lot of my veins. But brain wise, I'm I'm actually just as sharp as I was before. Hank was a cool character in Breaking Bad. He had the most integrity out of every character. And that and Jesse Pinkman. Jesse Pinkman was my favorite character because I saw myself in him a lot in the series. And he was that character that you hated at first but learned to love him. And whereas with Walter White, it was like the complete opposite. You just saw him as, oh, if the guy just cares about his family, he's a family man, milk toast, And then he becomes kind of just a power hungry bastard. Just he becomes evil. Doesn't care if he kills a kid if it means getting what he wants. So but Jesse is like throughout the entire series he's protesting and fighting for the lives and the safety of the children who just drop like flies around him in that series. He has a propensity to be there when some child gets murdered. Poor thing. Jesse's my favorite. You would inject 1/3 of a substrip 2 to 3 times a day, basically for anxiety. I chose that because of how long it lasts. Huh. Hmm. Yeah. Well, alcohol nearly killed me, and it certainly killed my little brother. So, weed has never, as far as I know, it has never really killed anyone or caused them to destroy their family lives and all that. You know, it can wreck your motivation a little bit, not all the way, but it puts a damper on one's motivation. And for that reason, I would like to be completely free from it. I'd like to not feel like I'm addicted to anything, really. We're getting really behind here. You know, can make you self-reflect. It can make you very introspective, or it depends on the brain chemistry of the person. It's not good for some people, and it can be fine for others. You know, we're all different. We all handle things differently. Just like some shrooms can make people think that they can fly off buildings, which isn't good. My dad heard the story of some young men who went into the woods together on shrooms, and it was freezing, and they all started like putting their legs in the or feet into the water or whatever, and they didn't even notice what the hell they were doing. They were so high, they were just hallucinating everywhere, and eventually they died of hypothermia or something. Kind of paraphrasing the story there, but like sometimes it's not good depending on the person and their brain chemistry and all that. Sometimes like they'd be ever so blessed as to have someone there to protect them and make sure they don't get into any trouble. You know, something like hallucinogens, shrooms, LSD, it is actually much better to have someone there watching your back, you know? Hmm. Yeah, coffee can do that. Can cause palpitations. I got to be careful about the amount that I consume for sure. Hmm. Well, hello. Hey, Novelle. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Be right back. Hi dear, can I have a chat? Why do you look like you're thinking about everything that ever hurts you in your life? Well, you know what I think? You know what I think, Shando? I think you're my angels. Well, let me get you your toy here. You sure do like to eat all that on my blonderies. My blonderies. I know. I know it's hard when you're cuter than the average bears. And you're smarter than the average bears. Okay? Okay. Do we need to have a little talk? Do we need to have our little talk to bears? I know you don't like it when I point the phone at you, but everybody loves you, Shando. Everybody loves you. Everybody thinks you're special. You're the star of the whole show, Shando. Yes, you are. Star of the whole show. He doesn't even realize it yet. Watch.
You want to be the star of the whole show, Shando? Wow. Just a precious little baby. Don't cry. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. Just a sweet little angels. I know he's not amused with my shenanigans. Okay. I know he would be looking up at you if the camera wasn't here. I love you, Shando. I love you with all my heart. And you have the jowls to prove it.
Woofity woof. Indeed. Mm. Also, with the Sublocade shot, you can get it in 300 milligrams or 100. The 100 milligrams hurts less. It just burns a bit. I didn't mean to scare you at all. It's okay. It is a little scary, though. Huh. Google it. Okay, so, Sublocade. Shot. Side effects? Sublocade buprenorphine shots commonly use injection site reactions, pain, redness, swelling, itching, lumps. Oh, okay. And systemic effects like headache, constipation, nausea, fatigue, and sleepiness. Serious risks include severe breathing problems, liver issues, jaundice, dark urine, and potential overdose, requiring immediate medical attention if symptoms like confusion, slow breathing, or extreme dizziness occur, with naloxone available for emergencies. Common side effects are injection site pain. Okay, injection site. Pain, redness, swelling, itching, hardening, or lump formation at the injection site. Gastrointestinal, constipation, very common, nausea and vomiting. Neurological, headache, dizziness, especially when standing, sleepiness, fatigue, trouble sleeping, coordination problems. Great. That's the worst for me. That's the worst for me is trouble sleeping and coordination issues. That's what I don't want. Other flu-like symptoms: increased sweating, watery eyes, runny nose. Okay, serious side effects: seek immediate help. Breathing problems, liver problems, allergic reaction, and overdose. Yeah, those seem like they're a lot rarer. Avoid rubbing or massaging the area. Don't use skin products. Wear loose clothing. Withdrawal can occur weeks or months after stopping, with symptoms like shaking, muscle aches, sweating, and goosebumps. Pregnancy, breastfeeding can affect newborns. Talk to your doctor. Interactions: avoid alcohol and other CNS depressants. Yeah, definitely something I'd like to discuss with my doctor. Uh-huh. Hmm. 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 That doesn't sound like very much fun. I almost would rather just wean off my Suboxone now, you know? Just take less and less and less until I don't need to take any more. That's kind of scary. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, the thing is you do not want to quit Suboxone all at once. I know someone who did, and they now have permanent bone loss and other issues due to that. So you got to take it slow. So yeah, if anyone here happens to be on Suboxone, just know, do not go cold turkey on that shit, okay? You gotta talk to your doctor and try to wean down bit by bit. Is my light not working now? Ooh, I'll bet I got my package in the mail. I'll be right back, guys. I want to show you. I want to show you what I got. I'll be right back.
You want to come join the club? Goodness.
Maybe it hasn't come in the mail yet. I could double check my account here. Oh, don't do that now. Oh man, I'm just craving some like comfort food for dinner, like cream of wheat. Cream of wheat with hemp seeds and honey and chopped prunes and cranberries and oh, what else? What else? You know what I mix in with my chia pudding? Put a little bit of milk and a dollop of jam in there, and then I just stir it up. Oh, so good, so good. Let's see here. Okay, I want to see if this is still working here. Yeah. 1 second. Okay, that was a good experiment. I wanted to see if the screen would shut off as soon as I you know, check something on my phone. So as I get off of this, check. Yeah, it looks like it does a little bit. Guess it's not here yet. They say between 4:45 and 6:45. Woo. Yeah, well, heroin just about ruined my life. And this, just so you know, guys, and welcome to my channel, by the way. This channel is about recovery from addiction and being free of that stuff, and talking about our talents and hobbies and what we're grateful for and what we'd like to, where we'd like to see ourselves in our futures. I talk about my own journey and being a born-again Christian Catholic and my dog and my painting, back into my painting and all that stuff. I wonder if fentanyl patches would help any. I don't know anything about fentanyl patches. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Slurms McAshley. I'm actually gonna work on that a little later, but I'm just gonna be signing it. And who knows, maybe I'll work on something else. Or just, you know, sign this and play some Skyrim for y'all. But here's my painting so far. Let's see if I turn up that light a little bit so you can see. There we go. That's about to shut off any minute, but there's it's ever so slightly, the perspective doesn't doesn't give it justice. Doesn't give it justice. But yes.
Hey, baby boy, you sweat? You stretch it? You stretch it? Yeah, you stretch. You stretching? You're a good boy. Okay, now that's my painting. I don't want you licking it. I do not want you lick. Whoa. What are you trying to do? You goofy. You goofy dog. I'm putting this away. Gotta put some parchment paper over it to protect it. All right. That's Mama's artwork. What you doing? You got your toy? Is that your favorite toy? That's your favorite toy? Is it your baiters? Your alligators? No, it's his favorite toy. Yes, that is Chester Bennington, yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to capture and that you're able to immediately tell it's Chester Bennington. That's very important. Thank you. Thank you, guys. What you thinking about, Shando? You can feel the camera pointing at you. I love you. Oh, you can't even enjoy your toy with me pointing this camera at you, huh? Okay, I'll give you some privacy. Better give my boy some privacy. Anyway, guys. He pasta away. Nope. Ooh, you want me to draw Jim Morrison? Hey, I'm always accepting commissions. I think you have to run its course. Fucking yourself up is well for me to kill pain. Hurt to escape reality, nothing more. To get better is difficult, but possible to get help. Like me, it works. Yep. Yeah, it's important to. For me, getting a drug counselor really helped. Very much so. I mean, I recommend that to anyone who wants to recover. Get a drug counselor. I was super lucky with the one I got, and often they know what they're talking about. They've been in it. They've been through the mill themselves, most oftentimes. I am on Suboxone, yes. That painting is a commission, yes. Yeah. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, you have to want to get better for yourself. Hit your own personal rock bottom and want to get better for you. Well, that was my experience too. Unfortunately, it shouldn't have to amount to that. It shouldn't get to the point where it nearly kills you for you to want to get better. But that's precisely what happened to me too. You know, like I had been clean for a month before my best friend died, and then I thoroughly relapsed and nearly killed myself with that and the alcohol, combining the alcohol with it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Pyramid 7. What do I think of methadone? I've never done methadone because the thought of it, of what it does to your bones, scares me. I've seen loads of people standing in line for methadone, and many of them are on crutches. Just about all the ones who are over a certain age, they're on crutches because methadone does that to you. Mm-hmm. Do I have a business email? Oh yeah, we can contact on Discord, my friend. Absolutely. 1 minute. Here, Peace Frog. Is that, yeah, yeah. You know what? I have a Discord. We can talk about it on Discord. Let me just share that in the comments here. Okay, it's Emerald_Wing.
underscore wing. That's my Discord. There you go. Okay. Ooh, it looks like my battery's dying. Yeah, I'm never gonna touch meth. I touched it once and I regretted even going near it. 'Cause I see what it does to people. I know what it would eventually do to me. Really quickly, actually. It takes you fast. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people swear by Suboxone as being one of the better opioids to take when you're trying to get off of heroin, when you're trying to quit heroin, when you're trying to get over cravings and withdrawal and all that. But yeah, it's there's my Discord, Emerald Wing, guys. So if you would like to commission me for an artwork, we can discuss. Subutex, huh? Never taken that, I don't think. I mean, there's some people who take it their whole lives. I've known a person who just been on it for decades and decades and decades. It's not supposed to be like that, and it isn't good for your bones, I've heard. And that's coming from someone I know who has experience. So, yeah, I'm weaning down from it. I'll be glad when I don't have to think about it again. Also, I'd like to have my own kids, and I would love it if I didn't pass that shit down to my kids. You know, like, there may be some, like, syndrome or issue that I'm handing off to my kids if I decide to, you know, have a family. But I have a long ways to go there. Gotta meet Prince Charming first. Not like I expect people to be Prince Charming, but you know what I mean. Yeah. My grandma used to say before I'd go to bed, and this is my grandma that I'm very endeared to, who passed away from my dad's side. She used to say to me, before going to bed, sweet dreams, Anne. Dream about handsome princes on white horses. So you type that in the Discord friend request, or is that a whole community? You could try typing it in there. You'll see, like, my profile image on my Discord is the same as it is on, you know, when you click on my live streams, the thumbnail on my live streams. Which are a lot of people were telling me to change that. You know, it's according, you know, apparently it's not a good photo of me. So I'll be changing that if it helps people to click on my channel a little more. Yeah. I love horses. I wish I could ride a horse, man. I've never ridden one before. Hey, Alan. Welcome to my channel. Yeah, I think you typed that in the Discord friend request as a Discord friend request. That's just my username.
Baby, you just want to be in the bed. What? Touching your paw,
He's a silly goose. Anyway, you guys, my phone's gonna die any minute. And with how shitty my charger and my cable is now, I don't know how long it's gonna take to charge up. So I just want to say thank you, Sonny. Thank you, everyone, for coming to my channel. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and any donation is very much appreciated, but if you can't, that's a-okay. Don't worry about it. And yeah, I'll be back later, okay? We'll continue the live stream a little bit later, right after we've charged. Thank you, Slurms McAshley, and you're more than welcome to my channel. Everybody's welcome. Oh, you're most welcome. We'll start another. I know my thing's about to die, but we'll start another live stream a little bit later today, probably around 6 o'clock, and we'll talk about the Bible. We'll talk about recovery. We'll talk about all kinds of things. Okay. So, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay. Yes. All right. Take care, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. Hey, mentors, I'll be here a little bit later today. My phone's dying, so I'll be starting another live stream at about 6 o'clock or so. Or 5:30 maybe. We'll see. I'll try to get here early, but it's like, I gotta wait for my phone to charge. All right. Take care, guys. God bless.